Am I the only woman? Being a minority is a power. Why being the only woman in the room rocks? I share my story with my listeners and a few techniques that has worked wonders for me. I hope you can use it too whenever you feel stuck in life. Well, I grew up in India in a small town without much access to technology. I didn't had regular access to computer and phone until my grade 12. I didn't have any exposure outside my little town until I had to go out for my undergrad course. Just being able to visit a large metropolitan city in India was my dream 3 decades ago. I knew my parents couldn't afford the master's program in computer science, which at that time was a large lump sum amount. My father was determined to find a way for me to pursue my dream, even if it meant bank loans. My father spent equivalent of a year's salary on my plane ticket to the United States, and it was in 2001 I moved to the United States. A suitcase in hand and one big dream. That's all I had when I came here. I remember the day my plane landed. I looked out of the arrivals area with a sense of hope. I recalled the hours spent staring at the scenery outside the train on my way to and from school, dreaming of this moment and being grateful for the sacrifices made by my family. The fact I was on my own in a new country didn't faze me. I was confident I could draw on my past experiences to get me through the challenges that would arise. I was determined to succeed. My teacher said to me, Nalama, you have many options. You could be a scientist, an engineer, or you could be a dropout. It turns out I loved engineering. I loved it so much that I decided to pursue my master's in computer science from Fairfield, Iowa. I was one of the only two women in my entire class. There were times when I wondered if I made the right choice. I even called my parents one time from my hostel. They encouraged me to allow my passion to guide me. My family all made sacrifices, and if they hadn't supported me, I might have dropped out of the program. I don't remember thinking about my career differently from male students. I graduated from university in 2003. Not only uh, MUM creates great engineers, it does create fantastic partners. This is where I met my husband Ravi for the very first time. When I received my degree, it was actually my superpower. The superpower that let me make my own decisions that may seem ridiculous to many but made perfect sense to me. As I advanced, I found that more often I was the only woman in the room. Being the sole woman has resulted in some awkward yet revealing situations. I noticed the senior leaders were almost entirely male, but I thought that was due to a generation gap. The proverbial glass ceiling had been cracked in almost every industry, and I believed that it was only a matter of time until my generation took out fair share of the leadership roles. But with each passing year, fewer of my colleagues were women. Am I the only woman in the room? Well, the trend continued from my academic days as I transitioned to my early days in the workforce. At my first job, I worked to understand the daily responsibilities of my coworkers. I even shadowed calls, stayed late to edit their decks, hosted lunch and learns with new hires, and even asked to watch them work. This not only helped me better understand our business, but it made me grateful for their expertise. I have suffered my fair share of discrimination based on gender. In my first job out of college, I spent a year as the only woman and only person of color on a 7-person team. I was paid less than my colleagues for doing the same amount of work. I didn't pay attention at that time because I was working hard at advancing my career. The further I advanced in the workforce, the faster I was able to adopt. I realized I had a choice to either let this intimidate me or to use it to my advantage. I realized there could be power in the situation, and I chose the later. Being the minority in a group can be more than just lonely. It can mean that everything you do stands out, or that you're viewed as a token or an other, and that your successes aren't simply perceived to be one-offs but wholly representative of your identity. I would like to share five thoughts that worked wonders for me, and would like to share with my listeners why being the only women in the room in a male dominated industry is great for your career. 1. You are heard. Yes, you have heard right. You are heard. Being the only women in a boardroom means that your voice is heard, your thoughts and decisions are respected, and people listen more carefully to what you have to say. You are speaking for other women who aren't able to be in the room but who want to be heard as well. 2. You stand out from the crowd. As the only women in the room, you are under pressure to focus on knowledge and skills. You often have the responsibility for speaking for other women. 3. Your expertise travels fast. I found that understanding my coworker's job helped me find my place in the company. Understanding the context leads to increased self-confidence. It has empowered to make decisions that could affect the company's culture. 4. You bring value to the table. Your ability to make decisions for critical path deliveries, your ability to take a step back and understand your role in the context of the company makes you a priceless member of the team and a valued voice at the decision making table. And 5. You are a role model. Women at the management levels in technology are automatically considered role models. When women see it, they feel they can be it. People will look up to you for mentorship and more support. Young gen girls are with a passion for technology, looking for a career, will be more likely to say, just give it a try. Well, being in the minority can be lonely. It can make everything you do stand out so that you can appear a token. We can turn a negative into a positive, a failure into a learning experience. It can also be a powerful position if you work hard and make the most of your opportunities, whether you're wearing a red suit or not.